In this episode, we are taking our maiden voyage on the charcoal kettle grill by Weber. It's the original, not a lot of bells and whistles, but if you like that charcoal taste, which I am craving right now, then we're going to give it a shot. Welcome, everybody. Another maiden voyage on a new grill. This time it's the Weber Kettle Original Charcoal Grill. My first charcoal grill, and adding it to the line of other cooking devices. My daily driver is the Blackstone, and then I just recently, about a couple months ago, picked up a Traeger Woodridge Pro pellet smoker grill. So hard to replicate and duplicate the taste of a charcoal grill. So we're going to give it a shot. Today, for our maiden voyage, we're making the staple burgers and hot dogs. So we're going to fire it up, throw the dogs and burgers on, and see if it scratches the itch. So follow along. This is where the fun begins. We've got everything staged. We've got the chimney stacked with right around 50. So just looking in the user manual for a 22-inch kettle, using non-Weber briquettes, it recommends using 50 or so when firing up on direct heat. So just using the standard Kingsford charcoal, I've got about 50. So I guess it's good to know that if you just fill it to the top, that should be good. I've got some newspapers and my lightsaber to get these lit. So here we go. And then we'll give that some time to get it all illuminated. And once they are all an ashy white color, then we will spread them around and let the grill heat up. It's kind of mesmerizing. I don't know if it's the smoke inhalation talking, but that would make a nice screensaver. Okay, it seems like it's been 20 minutes or so. We are getting closer to the top. You can kind of see where the line is of how and where it's burning, but there are some near the top that are getting the ashy white, which is what we're looking for. I can see the illumination of the hot charcoal. So probably another 10 minutes or so, then we'll spread the briquettes and get closer to cooking. I did pick up some of these hickory wood chips to try on there. They were clearance at one of the local stores, so I think they just get sprinkled in with the briquettes, and it will just give a nice infusion of hickory smoke. All right, so I'm impatient, so I'm just going to go from here and maybe get some PPE. This will do. Much better. Once they're poured on the grill, they don't really seem to be as many as it seemed when we were in the... All right, in retrospect, I might have wanted to go a little bit longer, but we'll roll with it. All right, so I'm just going to smooth them out a little bit. And then we're going to get our grate on. We'll allow that to get up to temperature. All right, and then I've got my damper fully open so that we'll let that air flow. All right, we've got a couple more minutes until we get up to temperature. Here's what we got working for us. We've got some 8515 grass-fed ground beef patties, some jumbo franks, and American white sliced cheese that will go on them. So I am going to be seasoning our ground beef with my favorite Bearded Butcher's black seasoning. This stuff is great on absolutely everything. I had a sale and I got a big 4 pound tub down in the basement that I will just continuously refill my shaker with. So good stuff from the guys out in Creston, Ohio at White Feather Meats. All right, I think our grate's up to temperature, so we're going to start throwing them down. It's going to be a learning curve to find this hook. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to take on one hand, put my patty down. Oh yeah, hear that sear. Don't always use pre-made patties, but we're going to give these ones a shot. These are from Aldi. They're grass-fed. As I said, 85.15. We usually like our meat a little on the lean side. I know fat equals flavor. And you know what I completely forgot to do? I forgot to add some wood chips to it. So let's see if I can't add these after the fact in between the grates. See how that works. Just to get some of this hickory smoke. This is definitely not the preferred method of applying these, but here we are. All right, so here's how it's looking. Get some more seasoning on this side. And again, this stuff you cannot over season. It's fantastic. All right, there we go. We'll give them a little bit. And they say if you're looking, it ain't cooking. So here we go. All right, so when it's bleeding, it's time to turn them. Well, maybe give some extra time. That's the color we're wanting to see. Yeah, that's it. I think I could work a little bit on my coal distribution. Yeah, in hindsight, I would have given those a little bit more, but we'll give them extra time on this side to get seared. All right, so we got the hot dogs on. Move the burgers around a little bit. In a couple minutes, we'll just add some cheese to those burgers and pull them off. Then, as per tradition, we always take our buns and put some mayonnaise on them and put them down to toast them. Typically, we're doing that here on the Blackstone. We're going to see how it goes on the charcoal. All right, we've thrown our cheese down, probably a minute or so under the hood, and it'll be good. And just like that, burgers are done. All right, so our hot dogs are off. Last but certainly not least, we're going to throw the buns down. This is purely experimental on my end. Usually I do this when the grill is, or when the griddle, the Blackstone. Yeah, let's not put it upside down. Um, yeah, I usually put them on the Blackstone when it's cooling off and not super hot, but we'll give it a shot. And the kettle does not have nearly the real estate as the 36-inch Blackstone. All right, we're just going to take a look, see how they're trending. It's not too incredibly bad. Yeah, we'll give them some extra time. All right, buns are toasted. Let's give this thing a test drive. I just put on ever so slightly some ketchup and mustard, nothing else. Let's see how it goes. Love the char, not just on the burger itself, but on the bun. And that flavor is awesome. Just straight charcoal, a little bit of hickory, but it's fantastic. So, pretty good. All right, that's going to do it for us. I've got the dampers closed. I've got the bottom one closed as well, and that should help choke off the fire and allow those charcoal briquettes that are still in there to really simmer down. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.